Yeah, g'day fellas. My name's Jamin. I just welcome you all tonight to the Beers, Blokes and Business. Unfortunately, I don't have a beer in my hand because my flatmates drunk them all. But we like to call this Blokes and Business because it's all about just getting together and having a bit of a yarn about what life's all about and what it could be for you and where it's going. You know, I find a lot of people in life, especially fellas I know, they're, you know, doing the daily grind in and out 10 to 12 hours a day in whatever field of work it is. And most fellas, maybe some of them love what they're doing, but I find a lot of fellas are pretty stressed out. They're pretty over what they're doing, and they're looking for something different, but they're not so sure how to do it. And basically tonight, we've got a lot of guys on the line that have found that and they've come together. And a great way to do that is to monetize your time, is to be able to use social media and things like Facebook, you know, any of that kind of thing. G'day, Pat. Hey, mate. I think you're unmuted. We're just cracking along here. If you're new to us and just joining us tonight, if you never use Zoom, just down the bottom there's some chat icon down the bottom. We like this to be interactive, so you don't just hear me raving on all night. And then up the top right hand corner there's a speaker view, so you can click on that and you can see speaker view or gallery view. Okay, yeah, so as I was saying before, there's a lot of things in life that we'd probably love more of, but a lot of the time we get pretty stressed out with things, and we kind of forget about dreaming and what's going on in our world. You know, we're driving, we're commuting. There's all these kind of things that stress us out day to day, the hours, or bosses, or other employees, staff, all kinds of things that really turn our world upside down and start forming a bit of a stress in our body. But you know, a great way to be able to dream, I like to start off in our world and what it is that we'd love to do more of in life. So for starters, just down in the chat icon, let us know where you're zooming in from, and also what you'd love more of in life. And if money wasn't a factor in your world, and what would you love to be doing more of? I'll start, and I know that I'd love to do more surf, sailing, safaris. More family time. Mark's from Brizzy, Gold Coast, more snow, ski holidays. Oh, I love it. Gold Coast, travel. Where would you want to travel to, Benny? Cool. New York, Croatia, Kingscliff, snow and waves, more holidays. Sounds awesome. Mate, I'm just going to mute everybody. Somebody might be... There we go. Yeah, so as I was saying before, these things in life that we love to do more of is absolutely awesome. And in the way that things are going in our life, you know, more stress with money situations, people find that hard to do and try to work out where that freedom. Nathan, love it, man. So, you know, when we do get stressed out, it causes a bit of oxidative stress in our bodies, and we start to break down and things start happening. I hear a lot of stories of a lot of different people in their life with a lot of different ailments, more cancers, more high blood pressure, you know, you name it, it's out there, man. More diabetes, all kinds of things. And I start to wonder why, you know, and I think to myself, it's got to be something simple, and usually it is, and it comes down to you know, any sort of chronic illness that starts being created in our body. There's one simple way that we can control that and alleviate that in our body is by consuming 7 to 13 servings of fruit and vegetables in our body every day. You know, I always thought I was pretty healthy, and you know, I was brought up with a pretty health nut mum, but I never realised that there's another level to being healthy. And we've come across an amazing product. Well, I came across a product called Juice Plus last year after having a head-on car crash. And yeah, like I said, I always thought I was pretty healthy. I went to a chiropractor, and he showed me this stuff, and I was pretty interested to see what it was. I had a look at it, and I found that it's just fruit, vegetables, and berries in a capsule. And we've got 3 different blends. We've got a vegetable blend, a fruit blend, and a berry blend. And there's over 30 different types in there. I was absolutely blown away that there's no chemicals in there at all. That's all it is. So I was pretty curious about this stuff. I said to him, you know, I had this bad back pain in my back from this car crash, and I said, look, mate, what do you think this is going to do to me? It's just fruit, veggies, and berries. And he says, you know, basically, I've no idea, but it might help with the inflammation. I said, okay, well, I've tried everything else. I've tried all kinds of different natural supplements. Whatever anyone told me to take, I'd take it. And so I said, okay, I'll give it a crack and see what happens. And I was blown away just within a short amount of time that I didn't have the stabbing, the back pain feeling I'd been putting up with. And I didn't need any more painkillers, which I'd been taking for years. 7 years before, I was run over by a drunk driver, broke me back and pelvis. So I was still like, wow, what is this stuff? I wanted to know more. I did some research, and I found some pretty interesting stuff just on how it was made. You know, they grow this stuff to the peak time of ripeness with no chemicals. There's non-GMO. And how they do it, they'll grow it till it's just about ready to fall off the trees, and when the birds and bees are attacking this stuff, and then they juice it up and they extract all the moisture content out so it doesn't get a chance to oxidize. When you're eating an apple, you know, that starts going brown, so that's the oxidization process. And as they form it into a juice, they extract the moisture content out, and at very low temperatures they turn it into a powder, and they put these powders into a vegan capsule. And with that, it locks in all the phytonutrients, all the enzymes, all the goodness. So if you could imagine, if you were going to go out and have a juice every day with 30 different ingredients in it, how do you think that'd make you feel? I know I was juicing every day, but there's no way in the world I could juice that many different things and be able to get all that extra nutrients in my body. So this completely made sense to me. I was like, wow, that's awesome. You know, there's no way in the world I'm eating 7 to 13 servings of fruit and veg in my diet every day. You know, like we all have these busy lives, and usually for most blokes, it's just a steak and 3 veg and a beer, and you're done at the pub, you know, and a bit of rabbit food, like. So it was pretty awesome to see this stuff, and to see the research that goes in behind it. There's over 35 different peer-reviewed medical studies on it, and they're doing more. And I was just really taken back to think that somebody had come up and created this, because I'd never seen anything like it, and I don't think there is. And what I found, I don't have kids, but I found that this company is pretty awesome. That, you know, these fruit, veggies, and berries capsules, they also come in a chewable version for kids. We've got the vegetable blend and the fruit blend there. So what they do with the powders, they'll mix them up with the tapioca, and they'll turn them into a soft tube. So it's more appealing for kids. They've got a lot of parents out there with kids that are fussy, and it's really hard to get their fruit and veg in them every day. So this is one awesome way to sort of disguise their fruit and veggies and be able to give them that nutrition. And you'll probably hear tonight of a few fellas with kids about what it's doing to them and to their kids. I have heard some pretty incredible stories of what it does. So it's a fantastic way to do that. And this company is so simple. They've only got a couple of products. The other product, and these are all your micronutrients. And what I love is that they've got these macronutrients here. These are not a shake for meal replacement or by any means, but they are full of superfoods. There's some really funky stuff in there that sound really horrible. There's like the stuff in there like alfalfa sprouts and pomegranate and pumpkin seeds and aromath and yucca powder and mushroom powder in there. And you think, oh, that would taste absolutely horrible, but it's actually beautiful. They've got a vanilla flavor and a chocolate flavor. Now, the mushrooms that are in there, the portobello mushrooms, a new thing that's been added in quite recently, are full of vitamin D. It's one of the only plant-based foods full of vitamin D beside the sun, and we're all told the sun's out there to come and kill us, so it's a great way to get that into you. And a lot of fellas that are busy and on the run, that kind of thing, that are out and about. Usually most blokes I know are off to work with a cup of tea and a bit of toast, and they're done, and it's hardly enough to sustain you for the day. And so this is an awesome way to get that extra nutrients in your body. Especially, I like to have a shake in the arvo when you're feeling pretty buggered, or if you're going before the gym. Most of the time, sort of late afternoon, you've got a few more hours to kill. It's one of them things where you're feeling a bit sluggish. It's a real good pick-me-up. So combined with both that and the fruit veggie powders, you're getting over 47 different nutrients in your body every single day. Now, I don't know how you can do that by eating, but because most people say to me, why wouldn't you eat just more fruit, veggies and berries? And I say, yeah, well, that is great if you can do that. But the problem is the fruit and veggies that we are getting are either gassed or sprayed, or they're sitting on a shelf for a long time, and they just don't have the nutrients that we're led to believe in them. So this is a fantastic way to get all that into your body every single day. Yeah, I think the best way really, so you can get a bit more understanding, I'll sort of give you a bit of a brief idea of what it's done to me. I've got more energy than I've ever had in my life. I feel absolutely amazing. But yeah, to bring it all to life is to actually hear some stories about what it's doing to people. And we've got the best man on the line to tell us all about it is Tim, who's a farmer himself, so he knows all about farming and all that. And I'll let you tell your story, mate. What was life like before Juice Plus, and what's it like since you've come across it, and what's it been doing for you and your family?
So we got introduced to Juice Plus just after Christmas this year. We've got two little boys, and we've been on it. The boys on the chews now, they come to us and look for fruit and veggies, basically. Like last night, the boys ate a cucumber each for dinner, or for dessert, I should say. That was after dinner. Myself, just energy. Like I have a smoothie every morning for breakfast instead of the usual crumpets or toast or whatever. So I just have a smoothie for breakfast with rice milk or whatever Joe's got in the fridge, and usually mix some frozen berries in with it. And then I take another one for afternoon tea. I generally work some pretty big hours. We run an earth moving business and a farm, as well as a family, and support my wife in her Juice Plus business. So we're cracking some pretty big hours a lot of the time. And so, yeah, like most of the time, I 2 shakes a day, plus with the berries, and just the energy, like you said, Jamin, the energy's unbelievable. I used to get fairly tired. I'd sort of worked myself to exhaustion in the last sort of 10 years in the construction industry in Queensland. And we sort of made a bit of a change and moved down here for something different, and we were open to something different. And Juice Plus is certainly that something different that we were looking for. As Jamin said, we're farmers down here as well. We grow a lot of our own produce. We also grow garlic and turmeric, and we use it a lot all the time. But Juice Plus, just it just covers all the bases. For instance, I've as long as I've been alive, I've never ever liked cucumber, and it turns out that I like cucumber now. So if I've got nothing else out of Juice Plus except that, I reckon that's probably a bit of a bonus. So, just It was the only thing I didn't eat, and so now I eat cucumber. So there you go. You're muted, Jamin.
Cheers, mate. I just realised that's awesome to hear, Tim. You know, you being farmers, and I know your lovely wife Jo is right into her health. So, you know, for you to take on something like that and be wary of what is in different foods and getting some amazing results with yourself and your kids is just awesome to hear. Yeah.
It's unreal. It'd never go back. It's it'll be in our house forever. It's you know, like we have not been sick at all this year. I got food poisoning a couple of weeks ago, and all I could eat was Juice Plus, and I come good in less than 24 hours. But you know, like with two little kids, you know, 6.5 and 3.5, winter time's normally a pretty good time to get sick, and not a single one of us has been sick this year. And you know, and if that's testament to the products that we're on and the lifestyle that we're living now, then you know we're obviously doing something right, aren't we?
Totally, man. Yeah, look, dude, this works on a cellular level, so you know it's building your immunity all the time, and the longer you're on it, the more it's, you know, ability for your body to fight against any illness. I'm the same. I haven't been sick for years. So it's great. Thanks for sharing, man.
No worries, mate. Thank you.
No worries. Next week, got an amazing fellow who's had some really incredible results, and love to you to tell us your story. Mark, you're unmuted, mate.
Thanks, mate. Hey, boys, how are you? Hey, so for a long time, I've indulged in a lot of things unhealthy for my body, like smoking and eating and drinking, all in excess. I had a bit of a health crisis about 2 years ago, 18 months ago, and was classed morbidly obese. Not caring for my health for so long, it spiraled me into just a bad place, really. My head was in a bad space and found myself at the doctors all the time. And anyway, 2 years ago, the doc weighed me and I was 175 kilos. So I had to stop and just change everything about my life. Just a big change. And so after months of research and discussion, I found that the best options for me was actually drastic, but it was surgery. And it was a gastric sleeve procedure that I had taken, and it's a bit of a tool that's helped me lose a lot of kilos, about 70. And just as a result of that, my stomach capacity's now drastically changed, and I just found that I couldn't fuel my body with enough food, working pretty hard on that. And so a lot of research and went into a lot of research, and after taking all the supplements and bucket loads of powdered formulas and all that from the doctors, I just didn't seem to do much for me. So anyway, found a few posts on Facebook actually from Jamin, and it just got me intrigued, and a lot of YouTube links and research and all that, and looked into it. And so after seeing that, I've been on the product now for about 4 to 5 months, and during a recent checkup with the surgeon, I spoke to him about the Juice Plus products, and he did a bit of research and got back to me, and he said that he thought that I didn't need to take anything else, that he was quite happy with what I was taking, which is really good, which sort of gives it that extra little tick, not that it needed it, but just helps me with healing and everything, really. My hair's real good, and my hands, just all my cuts, little cuts that you get at work, they seem to heal a lot faster now. My blood pressure's down. Just the list of benefits that I am getting just grows daily. So, I'm really happy, actually. It's great. Loving it.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for sharing. It's mind-blowing to hear your story each time, mate. I really commend you, like, to keeping at this and what you're finding with it. like you say, you probably thought just eating what you're eating for years was all good, and most blokes do. We just don't realise, you know, we're taught from a young age to eat all your fruit and veggies from your folks or your nan or grandpa, and how many of us actually are eating a huge wide variety every single day is astounding. And to be able to go to a doctor and tell him about this and him check it out himself is awesome to see that, you know, he recommends it as well, apart from the other stuff he was trying to give you. And this just covers all bases. I think it's definitely given us, you know, all the micronutrients and macronutrients we need to survive every day. To have that full rainbow colours in our body is amazing. I know most people go to the supermarket and just buy half a dozen of the same veggies every time. It's no wonder we're not getting everything we need in our body. So that's good to hear. We're going to hear from one more bloke. I'm just going to put you on the spot, mate. Lee, if you can you hear us all right, mate? You're good to tell us.
I can, my friend. Can you hear me loud and clear? Awesome. Thanks, fellas. How are you tonight, boys? I just got on a little bit late. Got 3 young children, and yeah, they decided to string it out tonight, so I had to bring in the big guns, but they're in bed now. So yeah, wanted to jump on, and thanks for the opportunity to share, buddy. Yeah, it's awesome. It's good. So Juice Plus came into my life about 2 years ago. I started and didn't really get it for a little while. Energy shift, like that was number one. I'd always sort of seen myself as an energetic, healthy kind of guy, but it wasn't until I was on the product and I realised that I had just that 2 or 3 o'clock afternoon crash wasn't there. There was no need for sort of any sort of coffee or stimulants in the afternoon, and I just really felt like I had a lot more hours in my day where I was on, you know, and that was one of the biggest things. One of the other things that made a big difference, and I believe it's from the berry capsules, was the 2 years ago I did an injury, a double sprain on both ankles. I really fucked them up big time, and I'd probably wish that I'd broken the ankles rather than you know, taking the impact and done all the ligaments and everything else. But long story short, I used to do a lot of long distance running, you know, marathons and half marathons and stuff before that, and in the national park, and I couldn't do it. I really couldn't get more than about 2 to 4 Ks without really just a lot of pain. And so once I was on the product, maybe I started to feel more confident, and I can go as long as you guys, but it's really made a big impact on them. And in terms of my health and my family's health, we just really don't get sick. You know, I've got three young kids under the age of 8, and, you know, like 8, 6 and 3 who go to school in kindy. You're bound to have somebody who's got a cold, a flu, a sniffle, something they've picked up from school or kindy. And previously to Juice Plus, that was a regular thing. Like every 2 weeks there was something. After Juice Plus, honestly, hand on heart, in 2 years, we've had it across 3 children, probably 2 runny noses and 1 cough. It just blows me away. And I'm like, could it be their age? Could it just be that they're getting older? I don't know. Is it because we feed him other stuff? I'm not sure. I just know that they really just don't get sick. And a lot of other people who we do know who have kids who don't take the product, their kids get sick, and our kids are playing with them and they don't seem to get phased by it. So, yeah, that's one of the major benefits. You don't get sick. Your lifestyle's cool. You know, you get to go and do the things you want to do without having problems and having to stop it and the inconvenience of that with young children in bed. And, you know, so it's great. It's an amazing product, and it's really cool to be a part of the team and be on this journey together, and also to meet awesome people like you, my man, Damon. And yeah, it was awesome to be invited. Thanks for inviting me on tonight, buddy.
Cheers, mate. I love to hear your story. Thanks very much for sharing, mate. That's incredible. And like you say, and Tim was saying that your kid's rarely been sick is mind blowing to hear that. You know, the immunity is building, and there's rare sick days. I think there's over 1 million kids on a children's health study over the last 10 years that are taking Jews, and they're getting some incredible results, like you say. So it's awesome.
We just went to Bali,
Cutting out.
and I swear some of the things that the kids were eating, and in Bali the kids were picking up their food off the floor and eating it. And I swear to God, I thought, oh, we're going to go home. There's going to be one that's going to die for sure from something, and nothing. No Bali belly, no sickness, no rabies, nothing. So I don't know. It's just crazy. You know, the things that kids pick up and eat and stick in their mouth, right? But their immune system is just so tough now. It's unreal. So I've got absolute confidence in it, you know, and we don't worry about that sort of thing anymore. It's really cool.
Awesome, mate. Thanks very much. This is really amazing stuff. I started taking the product myself and getting some incredible results, and I kind of thought, you know, how am I going to tell people more about this, and how am I going to get the word out there? You know, I kind of knew there was a little bit of a business about it, but I just wasn't all that sure. I was working away 84 hours a week, 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off on a passenger ferry up north, and then when I was introduced to this business, I kind of had some apprehensions about what it might be, but I've soon found out it wasn't what I thought it was. And I've got an amazing fella on the line tonight who's going to sort of bust a few myths about what this possibly could be, and how we can go about sharing this with everybody, and what the business side of things is, and the difference between the businesses, what you normally think it might be. So Ben, mate, you're away, and give us a rundown.
Awesome. Well, hey everyone, hope we're doing good tonight. Thanks for having me, Jamin. And I guess I get to talk about my favourite part of this entire business. I mean, first of all, there's like the product, it just makes sense, right? It's just simple. Like for me, I was never super nutritious, but I was like, shit, pop a couple pills that are all natural, like get them in me and feel the goodness, and that's what's happened. But coming from the business side, I was a young guy who always wanted to know about it, but didn't really know where to start, right? Like didn't know how to start my own business or anything like that. So when I actually learned about most other businesses, I'm talking about like Coles and service stations, almost every other business, even if you're talking about the army, you see this typical pyramid structure with them, right? Ignore my drawing, sorry. But there's this typical pyramid structure where at the top, you've got the CEO, right? They make all the decisions for the company. They put in a shitload of hours. Even, you know, you start thinking that these people like to relax. When I worked for other people, they don't relax, right? And I know a couple of people who have owned their own businesses who are now in Juice Plus business, and I can tell that they definitely don't relax, right? And then so you move your way down. We've got the CEO. Then we've got our board of directors. We've got our state directors, estate managers, regional managers. Get down here, we've got our venue managers. And then right at the bottom, we've got all our little hard workers, right? They're on just above minimum wage. They're putting in the hours in. And they're doing all the hard work, so these guys can earn all the money, right? I mean, you get a pay rise. What was my pay rise when I was working at Waxy's Irish Pub was, I think it was $1.50 an hour. I got up after working there about a year and a half, right? Like, I mean, it wasn't the best. It wasn't something to get super excited about. But I guess when I got shown this, I started to understand that, you know, you come in here, you all start working down here. And what was my opportunity to work to the top? I've always been someone who thought, like, I put in a hell of a lot of hard work and I'm going to make it up and up. You know, I got promoted to, at Waxy's, I got promoted to, like, manager of, like, all the glassies in the bar. And I thought that was cool. Right? I didn't even get paid more for that. And then I thought, okay, what do I need to do to get to manager? And I thought even to get to the first managing position, I had to step over a whole lot of friends to get there. You know, a lot of my friends weren't too happy. They thought they deserved the promotion. And then they had me trying to tell them what to do, right? And I'd get pissed off because they're not listening to me, right? But then I get kind of sad because I've lost a couple of friendships on the way. And then as you start working higher and higher, you look at here and the positions get less and less. You start talking about venue managers. Usually there's only one. There might be 2 duty managers. You get up here, board of directors, and then you get up to the top, CEO. There's only one of them, right? And when they start getting around these parts, they start employing people outsourced, right? They employ people who have done a hell of a lot of degrees. You usually can't work your way up here. Well, probably the most mind-blowing thing about this company, when I first came in, that just clicked with me straight away, was they take the strong pyramid structure that's used in most other businesses and they flip it straight upside down. So everyone starts off as a virtual franchisee. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. I'm certainly lucky because I definitely don't have any. Dropped out of college. I didn't do the best, right? Doesn't matter what you started at, how old you are, what you've done in your life. You all start as a virtual franchisee, and from there you work your way up the levels. We still have levels in this business. The difference is that we can have as many people at any level. It doesn't matter. Right at the top, we work our way up to our pinnacle position, which is called National Marketing Director. Unlimited spaces up here. There's a couple of differences, major differences between these two structures. And one of them is that instead of stepping over people to get up there, you actually have to help people and you have to help other people earn money, right? Or earn money that might get healthier. Whatever it is, you're actually helping people to work your way up this structure. You cannot get to these levels up here without helping other people reach these levels. It's a totally different structure. And when you reach NMD, we're talking about residual income. Like it's a foreign idea before I started this business. It's income that I can work on early and then I can earn it over time, right? And I don't have to work for the rest of my life. But when you get to NMD, you start earning some serious residual income, depending on how strong your business is. But look, when I came in, I just had a massive look at this and I thought, wow, I've been working in this all my life, right? My parents didn't tell me about it. I was like, Dad, man, why didn't you tell me about this sort of stuff? I've been trying to work my way up in this sort of structure and I haven't had much chance. And coming in this business, I've been able to work my way up a few levels now, really enjoying it. And coming from, the guy who used to be proud of sculling like 8 beers in a beer bong, right? That was my number one achievement. So like coming to this business and being able to get up and speak in front of people and I guess inspire a few people, especially a few of the boys to do some good work. But look, it's that simple, right? The business structure works totally opposite. And I know a lot of people out there think we're trying to force people or think we make money off other people. It's simply not true, right? The only way you make money is by teaching other people to make money. And then the company goes, look, good job, your team's doing well. Obviously, you're the one teaching them. We put money in your pocket. Well, that's a bit of the business structure, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. It's my favourite part, personally. And I'm sure we've got a couple others to speak after now.
Awesome, mate. Cheers, Ben. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, mate, you've really put it into perspective of how things are and sort of bust a few of those myths, like I said, because I thought it was one of those things, and I didn't want to go out and have to be one of those type of people. Well, I don't even know what one of those type of people are, but I was thinking, how am I going to tell people about this as well and start telling them, about it? I was pretty, I didn't want to have to hunt down my family and friends. So we got another fella on the line tonight, Craig. He's going to give us a bit of a rundown on how that works and sort of give us an overview of how you can actually go and tell people without having to hunt down everybody. So, mate, you're away.
Cool, thanks, Jamo. Hi, guys. How you doing tonight? Good? Awesome. Right, well, what's really cool about this business is that it's a teaching business. The products are really cool. They really make sense. They're really easy to use. When I first got started in the business, I was really worried about not knowing enough people. And I was also really concerned about being one of those people that some people have a bit of a hang-up about, that hunting down your friends, etc., that sort of thing. But one of the first, or what we do when we first get going, there's only a few things that we really need to do when we first get started. And one of the first things that we do is that we use the products. So there's only a few of them, so it makes it really easy to use them. And people are just having such amazing results being on them. It just makes sense to be on them, as you heard from tonight from some of the examples that we had. So the second thing that we do is we talk about the products. So how many people do you love and care about and interact with every day that bring up in conversation that they're feeling sick, they're run down, they've got eczema, they've got their hair, some people, their hair falling out, those sorts of things. They're just generally really not well. They've got a lot of health issues. And because people bring that up in conversation, it just makes it really easy to bring up and talk about the products and see what's making them tick, what's making them not tick, where they're failing, where they're falling down. And then the third thing that we do is we share our results. So it's amazing. It really is amazing the results we're getting from people. As again, like we've heard from tonight. The product, it's not a miracle cure, okay? I mean, it's not going to grow back arms and legs. So it's just a really good whole food product that your body recognises and knows how to use to its full potential. And because of that, it just makes it really easy to think about the people that you love and care about and share your results and other people's results with them to see how you might be able to help them with their health challenges as well. So once we've done those three things, it's really easy. It just really becomes just a teaching business. So I'll give you a bit of an example about that. So we have a really lovely lady by the name of Linda in the business. And she was introduced to the business by one of her friends, Lauren. Now, Linda was in a really high-paying job, so financially things weren't a struggle there at all for her. But with a lot of high-paying corporate jobs comes a really high stress level. And lack of time at home, she wasn't getting much family time. She just wasn't getting to be able to do the things that she loved doing as much because of being time poor. And she just really didn't feel like she was giving back to the world what she really liked to do with the job that she was doing. So when Lauren introduced the business to Linda, it just really made sense to her. It ticked all her boxes. She could understand the products for what it was going to do for her and her family health-wise. So with that, Linda got started. And she started thinking about the people that she could reach out to and teach and help in life as well. And one of the people that she reached out to was a couple by the name of Anthony and Kate. Now, Anthony and Kate had their own chiropractic business. They actually thought the way to financial freedom was to not have one, but actually have 5 of them. And by doing that, it was just like managing your own childcare centre with all the staff with annual leave and 6 problems and their own personal problems. And so it became like a bit like a daycare centre looking after that. When they went on holidays, they really didn't truly go on holidays because they were worrying what was going on back at the centre while they're away and worried what they're going to be coming back to when they got back from their holidays as well. They didn't have enough time for their kids either. They're always working. I mean, once they got home from the chiropractic centres, work didn't stop there. They were also having to work at home. Didn't have a lot of time for each other, didn't have a lot of time for their own personal goals. So it made it really challenging. So when Linda reached out to them with this business opportunity, it just really made sense to them too. Took them actually quite a few years for it to sink in and really realise that what they were doing wasn't going to get them where they wanted to get to. And also the health products, all the products made sense for them too. They're really into their health and nutrition, and it just really ticked all the boxes for them and what it could do for their health as well. So when Anthony and Kate got started, and they reached out to one of their friends by the name of Rebecca. So Rebecca was working in the retail industry. She works some really crappy hours. So she's working from 1 o'clock in the afternoon till 10 o'clock at night. So gets home at 10:30, has dinner, has a bit of catch up with a partner, and gets into bed like about 11:30, which pretty sucky really. Beck really loves to keep fit as well. She loves to train, and a lot of her friends that she likes to go running with or training with in the morning, they're up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to go training. So huge effort to be able to get to bed, only have that many hours sleep, and then get up and try and go training. So her hours at her work were sort of up and down too, never really consistent. So for her, when Anthony and Kate introduced the business to Rebecca as well, it just really made sense to her that she was looking for something, and this really made sense to her to get involved as well. With Rebecca being healthy as well, she was having a lot of her shakes every day, but recognised that what we're buying in the shops just wasn't cutting it. Like it's all got the herbicides and pesticides. It's all picked too early. So to be able to get that quality produce into her through the capsules just really made sense to her as well. And then Rebecca reached out to one of her friends in me. So for me, I was really in the looking zone. I'd been working for the same company for 14 years. I was recognising that for me to be able to step up that ladder, like Ben was talking about, that I was watching what my manager was doing and how many hours he was doing. And it was just ridiculous. Like, he was in work before I was in work. He was always leaving work after I left work. Whenever he went on holidays, he would always be send an email out to everyone, hey, I'm available if you need me. And I mean, how can that really be on holidays if you're still dealing with work while you're on holidays? He was always having to work on Saturdays as well. So for me, to be able to take that next step up to that next level, it just didn't make sense for me. I was going to be, to earn more money, I was just going to be giving up a lot of my time and my choices and what I like to do, to be able to spend time with my kids. He rarely gets to see his kids. He tells me that. So that, for me, that just wasn't an option. So when Rebecca introduced me to the business, I was a bit sus about it, didn't really think much of it, but had an open mind enough to go and listen and check it out and see what it was really about, hear the facts and figures, and making an executive decision based on what I saw. And it just really ticked all my boxes as well. It made sense for me. I'm also into my health as well. I was struggling with a few health challenges, getting sick all the time, like some of the other guys here tonight. And from the moment I've started taking the Juice Plus capsules and the shakes, it's just really boosted my immune system. I'm not getting sick anymore. I'm not having massive sugar cravings, like smashing down 2-litre bucket of ice cream after I get back from a 20K run because I've got massive sugar cravings. That's knocked that in the head. And it's my kids were always having massive reactions to mosquito bites, massive hot welts, huge, really, really got infected. They don't have that problem anymore. Their immune system has really been boosted now, so they're just not having that reaction anymore. So you can see here, just really simply, that when Lauren first got started in the business, the only person that she knew was Linda. And very quickly, through duplication and teaching people, that Lauren built herself an international business. Lauren's actually from America. So it took quite a few months before we actually even met Lauren, which is really exciting. That is, your business is not just based around your local town, your community. It's worldwide. There's no limit to who you can reach out to and who you can teach and help with their lives. So keeping that in mind, I'm sure there's 2 people in your life that you would know that are looking for maybe an extra holiday fund, bit more time. They want to be able to buy back some time by creating an income and be able to drop some hours that they regularly work at the moment. Maybe looking for a few more toys, a few more ski trips, surfing trips, that sort of thing. I'm sure you can think about 2 more people that you could reach out to and teach really well. And then those 2 people then could also reach out to 2 people and teach them really well and give you 4 people. So we're just going through to talk about the power of numbers here and what the power of numbers can do really quickly for you. So those 4 people will reach out to 2 people and give you 8. Then those 8 people will reach out to 2 and teach them really well, gives you 16. And then those 16 people will all reach out to 2 people and teach them really well, gives you 32 people. So very, very quickly, you've got yourself a business of over 60 people. And all you did was reach out to two people to start with that you loved and cared about, and you wanted to help with either their health or their financial situation. So I'm sure over a period of time that you could reach out to another 3 people. So give you 5 people in total. And then those 5 people will reach out to 5 people, give you 25. Those 5 people will reach out to 25 people and teach them really well, give you 125 people. Those 125 will reach out to 5 and teach them really well, give you 625. And those 625 will reach out to 5 and teach them really well, give you 3,125 people, which is shitloads. So very quickly, you've built yourself a business of over 4,000 people, and I guarantee you don't need that many, or you don't even need that many to be successful in this business. But it's an example of the power of numbers and how quickly your business can grow just through reaching out to people and helping them with their health goals and financial goals, and very quickly duplicate your business just through people you don't even know, that you haven't even met. Like there's people in Jamin's business that he hasn't even met. He doesn't even know. He might know their name from word of mouth or from talking from his teammates, but he's never ever met them, which is really exciting. So it's not a sign-up club. It's not about going out and roping your friends into it. It's just about reaching out to people that you truly love and care about and you want to help in life and make a big difference in their lives. So back to you, J-Mo.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks, fellas. I didn't realise I was muted. Really gives you a good perspective of, you know, how it can just spiral out. And it's true. Like, I don't even know people. I've got team over in all around the world, a whole international business now. And, you know, I didn't even have to go out and talk to those guys. It just happened. And I was blown away how that came about. You know, in the beginning, when you see it on the paper like that and you draw it, you kind of think, oh yeah, you know, how's that going to happen? And it just does. So I was really amazed how that did work, and I was really wanting to know how you're going to get the money. Like, how does this all work? We all love money, so I'm going to tell you all a little bit about the money side of things. Some of us probably earning a few bucks already and made some money in our life, but a little bit extra is always handy. There's always unforeseen things in life that come about, and who wouldn't want a bit of extra cash in their life? It's really simple the way we get paid in this business. There's 3 ways. I'm just going to bring my chart over close so you can see. Hopefully that light doesn't affect too much.
Look at him.
All good. Just make sure. Okay. Yeah, so first of all, hopefully you can see me there. We've got 3 ways of getting paid. We've got a retail. So basically, you know, when you get started for your $137.50, which is less than a night out in the town, you've got your own virtual office, and you don't have to go stock all the product or anything like that. If somebody wants to know about it and they're keen to try it out and give it a go, you just make them an order and the company ships it directly to them, and you get paid in proportion of that. You're going to get the retail value out of that. So it's awesome that you can do this business anywhere you are. Next is we've got get paid in commissions, and like Ben was saying, like that's all this business is, teaching business. We've got different levels that you get to, and there's different commissions based on that. So you're constantly getting a pay rise through this, just by helping the amount of people. So, you know, it's adding value into other people's lives, and you're going to get rewarded from that. And the other awesome thing, which I love the best about this, is that we get paid bonuses. I don't know how many of you fellas on the line have actually been paid a bonus this last year for a job you've been doing, but I certainly didn't. I think I last year got a camping chair from the boss, which I was pretty stoked about, but yeah. So I don't know if anyone raise your hand if you have been paid a bonus. Pretty rare. Oh, Tim, 1 year. It's usually one person. So gone are the days that we're getting paid bonuses. you know, it's become a thing of the past. And with this company, there's lots of bonuses. So like I was saying, you more help your people get to these different levels, you get different bonuses. And starting out in the business, you start out as SDBF. You don't need to know what that means. And just by getting there, you get a $400 bonus just by helping a few people to get there. The best thing I love about this is by helping somebody, you actually get paid too. So the person that taught you gets a $400 bonus, which is pretty awesome. I was absolutely stoked when that happened because I taught my mum how to do this. She was the first lady I taught. And so together we earned some money together and went out and had an awesome lunch. So it was pretty good. Happy days. Now, the next, now we have actually got a new follower on the line that will tell you he's made it to SDVF and he's well on his way to the next level, is Greg. And mate, I'd love you to give us a bit of a story about how Juice Plus has changed your life. What was life like before Juice Plus and what's it like now? And what's the business side done for you and what do you see it being for you? You're away, mate.
Yeah, g'day everyone. How you going? For me, when I sort of started this business, I was just before I started this business, I was semi-retired. I haven't been at work for well over a year now, and just enjoying life, just training and not sort of worrying about money or anything like that. And I was always just looking for the next thing to do. What's the next best thing? And what I've always done in the past is property development for building and selling properties. From there, I was about to sign another contract where I was going to sign a deal worth 15 million, which was send me 15 million of debt, and then another over a 10-year period, another 35 million added on top of that. From that, I was just the week before I was going to sign the contract, someone Jamie knows, Josh, who's under Anthony, just at my daughter's birthday, we started chatting, and it was just like a light bulb moment for me, just hearing him talk about, at the time was Juice Plus. It wasn't so much about Juice, but he was just telling me what he was doing. And then it just hit me. I knew about this business through Anthony, because I knew Anthony as well. And it just all resonated at that point in time where I thought, okay, this is it. Before with property, I was always trying to help my family and friends financially through that, but everyone sort of had to have a lot of money to get into it. And this way, what the light bulb moment for me was being able to help the ones I love, friends, family, get ahead without having to have a huge amount of money to start with. And at the moment, it's been amazing for me being able to help my sister. And I don't know if you heard earlier, but I was helping my mother too, but my mum's just been smashed with cancer, which has come on very rapidly. But on the flip side of that, we were able to help her nutritionally. Like, she hasn't been able to even stomach food, and now through the product, it's kept her alive. It really has, and it's amazing. It's an amazing product, and the business structure to it is, it's the way business should be done. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the interview with what's his name from Virgin. Anyone help me out? Richard Branson. That's it. Sorry. And, yeah, I mean, he's even saying, if he could start it all again, that's what he would do, is multi-level marketing. And all I can say is that it's my future. It's just, there's nothing better than being able to help someone you love or someone you care about, friends, family, whoever it is, and even complete strangers. It's just great to just be able to help people, and just what this business is all about. And that's where I'm going to be forever and a day. And it's inspired me to do more, like to raise money for charity and helping. You know, I went and bought lunch for some homeless people in the park the other day, and it's totally changed my mindset. It's just totally changed where I've always been and where I was always going. And I know life can't be better at the moment, just being able to help others.
Mate,
You're muted. Yeah.
thanks, mate. I absolutely love hearing your story every time as well, because you know, I've spoken to other fellas that have probably been in a financial situation similar to you. They'd done a lot in their life, and they'd quite a few things, but they weren't happy. But they didn't realise that there's something else out there, that to be able to add value to other people and help people, and like what you, just to be able to do that and help your sister out as well as your mum with the products, is probably one of the biggest things and reasons why this is for you, you know, as apart from all the other people you're going to help along the way. But that really resonates with me too, because yeah, look, I think it's one of those things where I came into a realization as well. I'll just give you a quick rundown on the next couple of levels. We're sort of a bit pressed for time here, but we won't go into every single level here. After I reached that level there, I moved on and got to SC, and I got a $600 bonus, and the person who taught me got a $600 bonus, so it was pretty awesome. And then as time went on and I helped some more people along the way, the next level was SSC, and I've just recently got there, and I got a $1,200 bonus, and the person who taught me, who you'll hear from very soon, he got a $1,200 bonus as well, so it's pretty awesome. And look, basically, you know, in a nutshell, my story, like I've been working away, as I told you earlier, 84 hours a week. I'm a boat builder by trade. I was a firefighter, Queensland Fire and Rescue, and the whole world had come crashing down from a nasty accident, being run over by a drunk driver years ago. So I was always thinking about my future and what I could do. And when this came along, it just showed me some amazing way of the future that I'm going to be able to continue earning a residual income in my life that will help me out forever, and be able to teach other people and be able to help them. And it's already doing that. So I was absolutely blown away. The next level after that is QNMD. I can't even write it, but I'm aiming towards it. And you get a $1,500 bonus, and the person who taught you also gets a $1,500 bonus. An awesome guy who you just heard from before is Benny, and he is not far off cracking that. So let's hear you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jamin. Congratulations on SSC, by the way. Awesome to hear. And but I guess a bit about me and why I started and where I'm from. And I'm from NZ. Moved over to Aussie about 2.5 years ago. And I guess I was just coming out of school, like coming out of college or high school, as you call it. You know, there were 3 ways to go for me. I could go and start my own business, and I just had no idea where to start. I had no idea what, like, if I was going to do a product or whatever it was. So I didn't even look that way. There was university. As I said before, you know, I didn't quite get university entrance. So that wasn't an option for me. And I guess third off was go to work for someone else. So I went to work for someone else. I did that for a few years, you know, 7 or so. And I just started to look at, you know, what was the rest of my life looking at like, and I thought, wow, I don't want to do this forever. Like, I love my parents. They brought me up to have a really open mind, but I didn't want to work, like, you know, until I was 50 and then retire, right? Like, that wasn't a life for me. So I guess I started looking at anything, like anything else. I was like, open mind. I just want to see something. I started looking at property, and which was absolutely love, but, you know, you need a bit of money to get into property. So through property, I actually met an awesome guy called James, and like you heard before, Linda's husband, and he introduced me to this business, and I just thought, like, what's there to lose? 137 bucks, like, I'd spend that on dinner, you know, like that's nothing. To own my own business, get my own virtual office, and like have a business that I can grow and potentially have worldwide. I can earn uncapped income. I get people to teach me who have done it before, and that's really big for me. Like, I don't want to take advice from someone who hasn't actually done what I want. You know, it was the same with property. I got into property and I started taking advice from mentors, and that's when it really helped me. And I guess like it's just changed my life, to be honest. I used to work, when I first started out, I was working between 65 and 75-hour weeks. I was a musician. I worked at a meatworks. I was putting as much money as possible. But what's the point when you can't spend it? Started doing this business, and I got to quit my full-time job, and it's just fun. Like, it's honestly just fun. You just have a bit of a blast, it's challenging. Like, you're starting something new every day. I get out of my comfort zone a bit. Like, I've never been that person to go up and talk to people or have a business like, that I could help people. And now I could do that. And honestly, I was so scared of talking in front of people. Like, the first time I did it, I almost cried. Like, I was shitting myself. Honestly, so scared. And now, like, I actually enjoy it. I enjoy getting up and trying to inspire other people, see if they can do the same. And the big thing for me is anyone can do this business, right? And like, for me, at the end of the year, like, to be able to say to myself, I'll never have to work for anyone again. That's big for me. So now it's just time to show other people that they can do the same. I love this stuff. But thanks for letting me share, Jamie.
Hey, mate, anytime. Love having you on, mate, and love hearing your story. You're absolutely smashing it in this business, and it's absolutely mind-blowing to see, because I think you came in around the same time as me, and you're just powerhouse, mate. I love it. So, yeah, basically, one more level to go. There are quite a few other levels, but this is the National Marketing Director level, which is our pinnacle level. And when you reach that level, you're already earning probably around about 100 to 120 grand a year baseline residual income, and it just grows from there. And when you get there, you get a nice juicy $3,000 bonus. And the person who taught you is already probably earning enough money that they don't need that bonus. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like you're saying, we're all out there trading time for money, stuck in a zone where we're probably not sure of how to get out of, and is there another way? And this just really shows you that there is another way to do that. One last guy who's an amazing mentor to me and has become a really good friend, and just started out as my chiro, is Dr. Anthony Golay. He's going to tell you a bit about his story and what's going on for him in his life. So, man, you are unmuted, my man. I'd love to hear what you got to tell us.
Hey, fellas, how we all doing? Good to be on the line. We're all missing beers in hand. Supposed to be beers, blokes in business. I've got my cup of tea. Anyway, better step the game up there next time. Anyway, oh, good job, Tim. That's every night though. I saw this product, 8-9 years ago, and I guess I was looking in a different direction, and I kind of dismissed it. I definitely dabbled in some other network marketing type businesses, and I guess I got dabble results. And really, to be honest, I wasn't conducive with the product, or there wasn't the support there either. But when I circled back to this 2 years ago, definitely in a different space. And we were at a point where I think Craig kind of shared the story well. We had 5 chiropractic centres, 30 staff, 3 kids under 6, and just redlining in all areas. And we were coming from a really good place. Our one centre was doing great, but I wanted to help more people, help more chiropractors. And as we opened more centres, it really ate into our life and our values. And so the things that I cared most about and committed my life to teaching people, I wasn't living, and felt really like a fraud. And so, I had my own skepticisms around this type of business because I'd seen the way people do it and the people that they become. And I definitely didn't want to, lose friends and piss people off. But I saw how the business was being done. particularly from Linda, who introduced us. And we'd stayed really good friends over that course of 6 years. And I think that's a testimony to how we do business. This is a relationship business. And so we'd stayed good friends and we would talk back and forth. And she was really excited about the growth that was happening in Juice Plus. And so I went along and checked out a meeting just like this with no intent to join. It was really just to understand what they were doing. But the stories were real. The stories were undeniable. I was definitely pissed. I was pissed off because there were kids, like 23, 24-year-old making a bigger impact on the health of the planet than I was. And I had 8 years of degrees. And I'm like, this is not right. And they don't have overheads. They don't have staff. They don't have stress. They were going from here to Spain to Vegas. I'm like, this is bullshit. And so I got started. I had no time. I really had no extra time. There was just little things in stolen moments, and I followed the system, and over time it grew. And my wife got cracking with it as well. And so we've done this together. Within, 6-7 months, we sold 4 of our centres. My last business is on the market at the moment. So this is definitely a full-time gig for us now in part-time hours. The last 12 months has been a dream. Every single month we've had a week, at least, more like 10 days, 14 days holiday, most of those overseas. And I hope that pisses some people off, because when I saw people doing that, I'm like, that sucks. But it also stirred something inside of me to go, if they can do it, I can do it. And so here we sit now and we really pinch ourselves every day. I get to coach my kids' soccer teams. I still practice as a chiropractor because I love it, a few days a week. But it's really about helping other people. And it's been super inspiring this week to meet Greg's sister, only online, but just that whole dynamic. You coming into this, buddy, I know what attracted you to it, and see it happening for you, of getting to help the people you love and care about. This really is a business that can build people's dreams, both emotionally with the people they get to help, as well as financially. And the finances are nothing. Finances just give you choices to have an impact however you choose to. So huge fan of this. The rate that our business is growing is really mind-blowing, and the trajectory of where it's headed in the next 3 to 5 years. And I contrast that to where I was headed. It's scary. So if you're watching this for the first time, if you're looking at it as a recording, I urge you, don't be like me. Don't wait 6 years to circle back to it. Get in, ask some questions, ask what this could be for you. If you're not sure about the product, ask about it. And just ask yourself why you would do this, not how. The how is easy. We've got amazing systems to follow. But why would you do this? Why would you dedicate, 30 minutes a day over the course of, 2, 3, 4 years to then not have to work for the rest of your life? And what would you do with that time? And how would you impact the world? And where would you travel? And if you keep that really strong vision, it'll come to pass. So if not this, what would you do? This is not the only way to create residual income, or what my kids call beach money. They really get beach money because dad plays on the beach with them all the time and takes them surfing and all over the world. And they understand it. They understand it at 6 years old. And if we don't get it, I think there's a problem there. We've been conditioned to believe we have to do this the hard way. We've got to have this hard story about drama and working our butts off. And it's just doesn't have to be that way. The amount of time we spend on social media and the huge health crisis we have at the moment, this is a prime opportunity for you to stake your claim. So awesome to hang out with the lads. Look forward to us building this call all together, and all of us building more people on this line. This is definitely inspired from seeing all of the ladies in this business doing super well and all flocking together. But this is a man's business. The lads want to link together and really stake our claim and start charging through those levels through NMD and beyond. So Have an awesome evening and looking forward to connect with all you guys in the coming weeks.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Ant. Love your work. Cheers, fellas. Thanks for jumping on. I will stop.